So it's the day after I competed in the Welsh Powerlifting Championships in Cardiff with the BPF. I squatted with naked knees, they call it, which is just with a belt with no knee wraps. A lot of people cringe when they see you squatting with no knee wraps, but I think it's a case of trying to make sure that your technique is as efficient as possible, not to put too much pressure on your joints. I've seen some posts with Ed Cohn. Ed Cohn is the greatest powerlifter of all time, and he's a very intelligent lifter. He says to open your taint. So what my perception of that would be is, if you ask somebody to open their legs, the first thing they do is they open the leg, the foot, they widen the stance. So the best thing to do, for me, my own personal opinion, would be to stand as if you're going to jump up in the air, angle your feet out slightly, and then as Ed Cohn says, open your taint. So what you're doing is, instead of squatting with your knees travelling forward, you're basically opening the leg, angling the knee out. You're more proficient, your technique becomes a lot more proficient. You feel the overload more in the glutes. You can use more quad as opposed to just using the knee joint. You can hit depth easier, and I think it actually looks a lot better as well as regards to squatting. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do like a tempo squat, angling my legs out. I was always told never to use a mirror for training. I got a mirror in front of my squat rack, and the problem with me is when I descend sometimes, especially when I get excited if I'm in a competition, I tend to overcompensate on one side. So what I need to do, refine in training, is to descend slowly and evenly, so my legs are angling out as I come down, and then obviously once I'm in the right position at the bottom, explode up. So I do use a mirror to practice this form of squatting, because otherwise what I found with my own body is it can cause a lot of inflammation in the joint. I found this out yesterday after I didn't stick to my usual training, descending slowly into the squat position, and it aggravated up an old injury from what I had in my glute from an old hip injury. So what I would say is, if you drill this consistently in training, it will become second nature. At the moment, I still tend to fall back into my old bad habits of rushing the squat. So by using the mirror, I descend slowly and angle my legs out. So I'm the day after competing, so I've had a scoop of Jawbreaker pre-workout. It's good for static lifts, heavy lifts like the deadlift, squats, Olympic lifts. So I don't have a crash with it. Feel pretty good. I used it yesterday, I've used it today now. So I'm going to do 180 kilograms, no belt, no squat, knee wraps or sleeves. And basically, the reason for this is, it's the same as having a house with one cold room. It's going to make the rest of the house cold. So I think that you should train the body as a whole. I understand if there's limiting factors like an injury, or some people like to keep their knees warm. My own opinion would be to warm your knees up with some form of like a heat rub, and I would try to devote a lot of time without equipment. I think all the big squatters who squat with 2.5 or 3 meter knee wraps can squat without any equipment, without just their own knees. Obviously injury allowing, but I do believe it does take time to adapt to that form of squatting. But if you can check your ego and allow yourself time to adapt to squatting without knee wraps, angle your legs out, I do believe you will become a better lifter. It'll also carry over to the deadlift as well, because this part of your leg is going to be stronger. So if by masking that and with protective equipment, you are losing out. And that's coming from a lifter who began, nobody's worn more equipment than me. I used to wear a canvas squat suit, 3 meter knee wraps, thick polyester squat suit, Predator briefs, and I've gone to lifting with just a belt. So I'm going to do tempo squats now with 180 kilograms, and I'm going to try and keep my body balance as I descend.